42 tackle busts this year for that man on screen, Lockie Miller. He's a star attraction on Super Saturday here on Fox League. Worth noting too, Val Holmes for the Cowboys has a massive record against the Knights. 15 career tries in 11 matches. One of the potential stars tonight. So we're underway in Townsville. Cowboys kicking off against the Knights. And it is Crossland off for Saifiti for the first run of the night. We have Daniel and Jacob on deck tonight for Newcastle. That makes a difference, having Jacob back from suspension. It's a pretty strong bench when you throw Ponga on there as well. Now Thompson on the run. And Granville in the starting side again for the Cowboys this week in jumper number 15. Good tackle, Robson. Hunting in low there on a hard-charging Kurt Mann. Miller up in the front line. So very direct. Knights on their first set to the Hastings kick. And he'll take it down to the left corner of the Cowboys. And straight away, Drinkwater into the play off the Taulungi pass. Brent Tater's on the sideline tonight. There is pressure. Pressure with a capital P on the Cowboys this evening.
Yeah, there certainly is, Vossi, and who would have thought in 2023 that the Cowboys would be entering must-win territory at round 8 for their season. A great night up here in North Queensland, currently 26 degrees, no breeze. A lovely way to honour Anzac Round with plenty of servicemen and women from Laverack Barracks just around the corner. The Knights last month, the footy's been excellent. Looking forward to this one, Vossi.
Yeah, Tatey, 44th time these two clubs have met. It's very close. Cowboys 21 wins. Knights sitting on 22. Cowboys have won 7 of the past 10. Kick to the corner. That was an odd one. The Cowboys absolutely gave Marju no pressure at all. Just stood around him. Didn't even threaten to put on a big shot on him. Just let him catch it.
Yeah, it was interesting. They just let him catch the football. But aside under pressure, which the Cowboys are, they just want to complete their sets and kick into corner. Do things simple, especially for these first 10 minutes. Get into the game.
They've been accused of going a little bit sideways their attack in recent times. Now Fitzgibbon. He's up as far as the 30-metre line. Super Saturday exclusive to Fox League tonight. And a reminder too, Anzac Day on Tuesday, the only place where you can see both very special contests. The Dragons and the Roosters from Allianz Stadium, the new Allianz Stadium for the first time. And the Storm and the Warriors on Tuesday night at Amy. It will be our privilege to bring you both those matches. Dearden swinging left. Taulungi on the run. Going low down in the tackle there was Thompson. Robson. One of the dummy half duties for him tonight will be to get them running. The number 9 for the Cowboys. He got on a roll here. This is normally where he takes off. He passes for Townsend. Then for Dearden. And along Jack Kuchevsky in his second game as a Cowboy tonight. Last tackle for North Queensland. Back for Drinkwater. And a high one this time to the corner of Dom Young. This time the Cowboys do play at it with some success, but it ends up with Newcastle. Marju's probably saying, well, I got lucky on the previous one. And they attacked Dom Young there. Here is Marju on the run. No surprise, a tackle bust. He's just a Sherman Tech. Greg Marju.
Driving with your legs, mate.
And there's a penalty for the Knights.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you run hard and fight to get up to play the football. He earns inside a penalty. He's so hard to tackle, Marju. He just bumps off that first one and he keeps his legs pumping. And then when they do get him to the ground, he's fighting far hard to get to his feet and earns inside a penalty.
Just a tackle buster, but he's got 5 tries as well. 4 games. Last week was the first game as a Knight that he hasn't actually scored in. Here's Frizzell. First chance of the match for Newcastle. Play 1, 35 metres away from the Cowboys line. Hastings and Mann and Thompson running hard. He's on the improve, the front rower for Newcastle. Hastings again. This time short to Saifiti. Stood in the Kuchevsky tackle. Miller does have a mistake in him. And they've called that one a knock on. He may think it was back, but do they want to fire in a challenge this early?
I wouldn't think so, Bossy, not this early. And it was a poor offload from Saifiti. He needed just to run hard and get into the field position. They were setting up. I don't know whether he expected it, and then he just pushes the ball out of the back. Maybe it should have been taken, but early in a game, under pressure, just run hard and get down and let your halves and so on ball play.
Yes, no build-up of pressure there on North Queensland. This scrum just short of the 30-metre zone. And Taulagi in for that run. The Knights, what we have learned this year, when we talk about them being attractive, they've scored the most first-half points in the NRL through 7 rounds. So that puts them on the front foot. Granville caught there.
That's a great stat.
Well, for a team that were going like bustards for much of last year, there's Drinkwater with a juggle. They've certainly turned things around. Robson, Gachevsky. Tying back the hair for Jack. 10 metres inside the Knights half. This time it is Jordan McLean returning from the hamstring injury. And they're big hamstrings on Jordan. Playing at 30 metres out. Dearden is the bomber. Kicking again to the corner of Dominic Young. Steady and ready for it. And Newcastle have the ball as the two teams going set for set at the moment.
Yeah, and it just looks like that's the Cowboys' plan, is just to kick it into corners, arrive as he catches it, and catch him on that first play and see if they want to come out of their corner. He's so powerful, Dom Young. He's been so good with the high ball. On this occasion, just play 2.
And now Marju following up. What a force. Have a look at him run. They were desperately trying to hang on. The ball's a bit dusty, but the rest of it was very good. Miller's ball, superb. Gagai, oh, Miller had wrapped around. It was on.
39, sorry.
Absolutely, it was on.
Where do you want it?
Miller's shadow was having trouble keeping up with him. He's moving that quick.
Yeah, it's really smart play. Miller once again passes and then pushes around to the outside. He just needed that pass to be sat up rather than pass to space, and he was away. Some worrying signs for the Cowboys, but we saw Marju go through the centre part of the field, just runs out of dummy half and gets his nose through the line. They need to tighten their defence up in the middle part of the field.
Doesn't Miller do everything at pace, and hence you get the odd error? It's certainly never for the lack of trying. He's 100 miles an hour all game. Quick play the ball from Hicko, a good one, and there's green light for Robson. Cowboys now have opportunity. Drinkwater, Townsend. Granville was lurking inside. Gachevsky on the outside. Inside that 20-metre zone now. Townsend, crossfield. Put Drinkwater under pressure. Likewise, Nene with it. Able to beat 1, beat 2. Best and Crossland make the tackle. Last play, Cowboys. Townsend is the kicker this time. He's got the placement perfect. It's a contest on the fingertips of Dearden. Granville knocks under a high one. Gets it back for Jordan McLean. Oh, Jordan. Oh, well, at the Easter show, you win a prize for hitting something direct, but not necessarily kicking on the last in the NRL.
Well, that's why front rowers shouldn't kick. He was trying to find Chad Townsend. And he said, I've seen him do this at training. I'm going to have a go.
Look at this. It's in 4 minds. Jordan McLean. There it is. Kicking licence handed in. Willingly. You've got to laugh when a big front rower finds the ball in a kicking situation like that.
His coach wouldn't be.
So now the Knights out of trouble with Kurt Mann. And last play it is for Newcastle in one of the sort of recovery sets after absorbing a bit of pressure. Hastings kicks long. And Drinkwater to it, just shovels it off for Taulagi. Is this the night Drinkwater finds his best form? Such a huge year last season, but hasn't backed it up with the numbers, and he's had a suspension this year. But he's not really killing them in terms of try assists or tackle busts. They really need him. Robson away here for Caulfield. And into the Knights half again go the Cowboys. Robson taking off on the front foot. Drinkwater on cue. Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Is he listening to the Fox League coverage? Scott Drinkwater sets it up. Says, Voss, stick that in your pipe and smoke it. And the Cowboys have got the first try of the night.
Well, you jabbed him, Bossy. You said to him, he's got to run the football. and it's tonight the night that he's going to do it. And then the next play of the ball, he gets it. He runs down the short side. They get a reasonable play of the ball. He jumps down the short side, and then Tyson Frizzell just couldn't go with him with speed. He throws the dummy, and his hooker pushing up through the middle part of the field, but just put it down to that fullback. He just sensed that there was a bit of opportunity down the short side. He wanted to foot it with Tyson Frizzell, and he's too fast. And his hooker, who passed him the ball off the ground, pushes up through the middle part of the field, and that's a quality try.
Well, that's more like
Mr. Voss.
That's more like it. Robson, you know, is going to do his job. Dearden's a running 5'8". Townsend just has to catch and pass and steer. And Drinkwater has that special touch. And that is 2022 form right there. And over to Val Holmes from right in front. His tries earlier, 15 tries in 11 games against the Knights all time. There's only 2 matches he hasn't scored. I think he's good for a 4-pointer. Brent Tate on the sideline.
Yeah, that's off the back of the Cowboys' best defensive set. They kept the Knights within their 40 and got them kicking deep out of their 40, and that man, Scott Drinkwater. Look, at the Cowboys are going to reignite their season. He's the man to do it. Such an attacking threat, Scotty Drinkwater, and it's really smart play to identify a big forward on that short side. Great play from the Cowboys and a good start.
He's a good player, Reece Robson, as well, Shane.
He is. He's so robust, and when he carries the ball, he's dangerous around the try line. But on that occasion, he's just pushed through the middle part of the field. He's got good service and a good pass.
Time-out run here.
Played every minute this year as well for the Cowboys. So 6-0 scoreline. Knights concede first. Oh, and then straight from the kickoff. Tom Dearden, give him a shovel. He's looking for a hole to hop into.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. They've just been so good. He would have done this 100 times, 1,000 times, catching kickoffs. It just comes off, hits him on the shoulder and pops out.
It's a bit of a snapshot of the Cowboys season.
It is.
A little bit of good, but a lot of bad, a lot of spluttering. Like
concentration.
Exactly. No consistent football within a half. Somewhere about week to week. So Knights, what a chance, what an opportunity here. Gamble to Miller, here he is, the Roadrunner. And back with Marju wrapped up, but quite a battle for Robson and Hess there. Crossland is starting hooker again for the Knights. Brayley gone for the year. Man down 10 metres out from the line. Crossland, Hastings, runners to pick from, goes out the back. Gamble, Miller, best, hands, Marju, impossible to stop. Helps himself past the turnstiles. What about the skill, the touch, as the Knights went right to left.
There was a beautiful touch from a number of players. The pass from Best was outstanding. Marju picks it up off his toes. And I agree, no one was going to stop him as we watched the replay. Out the back, some beautiful touch. Out the front, that's a beautiful pass. And then Best just had to get that ball away. And Marju in the right position, but a beautiful catch around his toes. And as you said, Bossy, no one was going to stop him from that far out. That's a great catch and a great finish.
Actually, watching their warm-up here, which is only all of, 25, 30 minutes ago, they did a lot of right to left attack, and it was pretty slick. What you've just seen there is what they rehearsed in the on-ground warm-up. It was a full-blooded attacking rush that they rehearsed in their warm-up.
Interesting. I used to always go out and watch the opposition warm up because they actually, usually do practice stuff that they've been doing all week, and sometimes you can get a heads up, which you have.
Well, and in it too, it did feature Ponga a lot going in there, and
that's his favourite.
And you'll see some plays when he comes on based on the dress rehearsal here in Townsville tonight. Now this is a problem area. Ponga returns tonight, so he becomes a kicking option. But for the meantime, Lockie Miller remains as first choice kicker. And he hasn't exactly set the world on fire. He's 3 from 7 in sideline shots. This closer than that, and bangs it over. So from that range, all good. And a 6-all scoreline, and the Dearden drop ball hurts even more now.
Yeah, 100%. And we see that man on screen, Marju, he was outstanding. He just cuts back, he's powerful, comes back in here. This is a run earlier on. And then he picks the ball up, silky touch, off his toes. Big, strong and powerful. Gets a beautiful try.
Highlighted before, it's one of the more remarkable off-season swaps, I think, in the history of the game. I will go that far. Titans got Randall, and the Knights got Marju in a player swap, a hooker for a winger.
And Randall's been great for the Titans. He's been really good. And you know how good Marju's been. He started this game outstanding.
But it's like cash converters, what the two clubs did. One got what they wanted, the other got what they wanted. Here's Frizzell.
Race up! Jack, walk in, hold you boys. Wait for it, wait.
Now Crossland. Now Thompson. He's got those compression socks up and the Knights socks down. Looks a little unusual there. So he's got red bands around his ankles. Best into the clutches there of Felt. So it's game on with a try apiece. It's certainly tempered the celebrations rather quickly of the Cowboys fans, thinking they were on their way. Man to play it here, last tackle Knights. They've got through their set. It is Hastings from inside the 40. And if, like every other catch, will be Drinkwater and Taulagi on the first two plays. Kalen Ponga is up on the bench. Reuben Cotter is up on the bench. And Reuben Cotter coming onto the field for the Cowboys. You'll see him in just a moment. And the information we have, he will play unchanged minutes from this point. Now for Holmes on the spin. The whisper we had about Ponga was probably 20 minutes in. Straight into the game goes Cotter. There is Kalen Ponga waiting for return. Granville thought he spotted a hole behind the markers there. 30 from the Knights line. Townsend to bomb from that point. It's Marju's way. Surely they make a challenge on him this time. And he's 2 from 2 on the bomb catch.
Yeah, he does well. It's probably not his best subject underneath the high ball. He doesn't really get off the ground, but he's powerful and he takes that one, jumps a little bit. Good kick reception.
Out of trouble Newcastle with Miller.
Interesting, Kalen sitting on the bench. You know, being a superstar player all his life, he wouldn't have done that too often, to sit on the bench and have to come off. It'd be a nervous wait.
Now for Man, very direct running, helps himself to 15 metres. He plays his 100th game tonight against the club that he debuted with. Kalen Ponga played 9 games at his time with the Cowboys. This ball down to the corner of Taulagi. Young and Gagai on him. In fact, Kalen Ponga,
on the mark, Murray.
Time at the Cowboys, actually scored a double against the Knights. That was his first career try-double, and has since scored a double for the Knights against the Cowboys. So he's got a little box set. Dearden here for Kyle Felt. I just think good for the competition if Kalen makes a safe return tonight and adds his own bit of magic as well. Good for the NRL. Here's Drinkwater sliding up to halfway. Today a dummy half. Townsend, Cotter, Dearden, skips out Kuchevsky, Holmes with it. Good battle there, a couple of Queenslanders. Gagai and Holmes head to head. Now for Townsend. Gagai had him just about. Miller, oh, there's another mistake from Lockie Miller. He was taking off. He was taking off before he caught it. It was already half stride up field before the ball had got into his breadbasket.
Yeah, he was looking upfield. Definitely took his eyes off. He saw it come in, then looks upfield. Just that last second. Very similar to the Dearden error down the other end where they came up with points. Now they're going to have to defend their try line.
Well, he's having a very iffy night. Lockie Miller, so far, he is figured in 3 errors so far. And that's in 17 and a half minutes. Pretty sure Cowboys will kick to him again. Robson here, Drinkwater. Almost got on the outside of Gamble there. It's a slow play the ball coming from Hiku. Dearden. Oh, Cotter puts it down this time. Did I say the word spluttering about the Cowboys earlier? It's not the Cowboys of 22 that we're seeing.
No, it's not. And when you're not in form, it's really hard, but you've got to go back to basics. They're trying to shift. They get into good field position, and they're trying to shift. From the scrum, they have a little shift to the right-hand side, and then on that occasion, shift on tackle too. Just go forward, and see what happens. Get a quick play of the ball and play off the back of that.
Yeah. This is from Shane Flanagan on what the Cowboys could do. Lights it back with it. Gagai has beaten a couple.
He's in a mood.
Yeah. He's had some big tackle busting games this year, Dane Gagai. Now Dom Young. In fact, he's 29 tackle busts and 9 offloads this season. Dane Gagai. It all goes well for Queensland come Origin as well. Cross here to Fitzgibbon. Tackle 10 short of halfway. This time, man. Hastings, Frizzell. Pumps his way up over halfway. Holmes sort of came ricocheted out of an attempted tackle there. Saifidi picks out where he wants to run. And a pretty good set from Newcastle. Last play, 50-metre gain. Hastings doing all the kicking. Drinkwater underneath it. Here comes Miller. Miller got the little check into the back of Valentine Holmes on the way through. So a quarter of the game gone and a 6-all scoreline. There's a bit of football left in both these teams. Not at their best just yet. Holmes with it. There's a wrestle. Everyone's on hip drop watch. Everyone watching the game now is playing hip drop bingo, it seems these days. Such a controversial point in the game. What is and what isn't? Who knows? Now Townsend. Drinkwater. Best up in his face. Just inside their own half. Last tackle. Townsend the kicker this time.
Potter in the middle.
We'll test out Miller. Lockie, that's a good recovery. Lockie Miller with the ball. Now Marju, another run.
It wasn't the best kick from Chad Townsend. Didn't go that far downfield. He needed to put it in the bottom corner. Gives the Knights there up into the 30 to 40 metre zone already.
Then inside their own half. Played by Frizzell. Gagai again. He's made a handful of tackle busts already tonight. Dane Gagai. Crossland. Hastings. Nice set up for Campbell for Miller. Beautiful tip-off. Bradman Best. Into top speed. Felt comes from well back to get him. Felt had made the challenge on Miller. That was a determined effort. Now Gamble with it. Gamble away to Hastings. Hastings to kick for the corner. Can he find Dom Young? Yes, he can! Dom Young has got it down. Dom Young has scored the try. A juggle that I don't believe hit the ground.
Joey.
I think he's juggled on his own stomach.
I've got no try. Just confirm that he's short of the goal line, please.
Really? Short of the line? I reckon he gets to the stripe, but a bunker will have the final say.
Kick chase on the right is onside.
What a leap. What a leap. Over the top of Taulagi. Oh, and then grounds it there. And then before the defence
Just looking to see if Dom Young loses possession on the ground.
Because he's entitled to move it forward if there's no hand on him.
He's gained possession there.
Dominic Young loses possession of the ball on the ground short of the goal line. We have a decision.
All right, then at the finish he gets to the line. So they're saying probably Dom's put it down thinking
that was the line.
That's the line.
Yeah, and then he just realised he's short by about 6 inches.
Play the ball.
Close call. That is as spectacular a leap as you'll see. The previous play was brilliant. Big rap for Felt to come back and cover.
Agree, and he makes that tackle and then he chases out from marker and makes another one. He came up and jammed on defensively and couldn't shut the play down, but then chased back a big tackle.
6-all scoreline. And North Queensland back with the ball after scoring the first try. The nod on Nene has lost it this time. The mistakes are being shared among some of their representative stars.
Yeah, and that's why they are where they are at the moment. Just grabs at it. Wasn't a good catch, obviously, and then it just goes to ground. Slippery conditions, I know, but he's a better player than that. Puts his side under enormous pressure.
Well, Jeremiah, Ruben Cotter, Tom Dearden, they've all made, errors tonight.
All rep players.
Last year, massive seasons. How collectively could they all be out of confidence? 6-all scoreline. Fascinating contest. 17 and a half to go first half. Super Saturday on Fox League as Gagai looks to edge between defenders there. 15 away from the Cowboys line. Miller to Hastings. Now for Thompson. And Thompson will stay on his feet in the Hess tackle. Crossland, short-side attack. Campbell to Gagai. Taulagi missed him. Strong effort from Dearden. Was he held before the Hess finish? Referee says no, play on. Good scramble Cowboys then.
Play the ball.
Yeah, great tackle, Cohen Hess.
Middle.
Comes over and uses his muscle, knew where the sideline was, knew what he had to do. They secured the tackle, and then the big front row comes over and says, "You're not staying in, get out." And just gets his jumper on the sideline. Much needed from the Cowboys.
Gagai dirty on that one. Pretty physical from the Cowboys. Dearden limping a shade at the moment for North Queensland. So we await the entry of Kalen Ponga for Newcastle. Through 24 minutes now. He's stretching and not far away from coming on. Granville held up and shortened up in that run. This time Kyle Felt. Thompson the defender. So Ponga will come on for the Newcastle Knights. Dearden. Saifiti fell off the tackle. It'll be a double change. Two of their stars returning on the same night. Jacob Saifiti from suspension. Ponga from the concussion and the timeout. It's a strong bench for Newcastle. Here's a chance. Dearden, Gajewski, Holmes along to Taulagi. Taulagi drops it off to Holmes. Then puts a kick backwards. He kicks it back to Gajewski. That was clever. I assume it was intentional. They get a set again. Dearden and Townsend. Renee with a ball. Lovely step. Got him past Gamble. 10 away from the line. Robson. Dummy. Granville with it. Hastings and Thompson. Knights under pressure here. Robson. Townsend. Goes deep. Holmes dummy. What a tackle. Dane Gagai. There is a five-star battle. Drinkwater. Goes flats. Good shot on Cotter. And last it is for the Cowboys. Resilience here being shown by the Knights. Townsend to the line. Dearden. Drinkwater. Pass was flat. Felts. He's a miracle man in the corner. And he's selling it well. His feet touch the fence. But he's got it down in the corner, or that's what he's telling us.
He looks pretty confident. They shift out to the left-hand side, then they come back to that man, Kyle Felt. It's a good shift over there. Chad, we go again. It's Gagai, makes a big tackle. It's a shift. Chad, obviously, again, then Valentine Holmes has that kick that you talked about. They got 6 again, and then they shift over to the right-hand side, and it's beautiful work again from Drinkwater. Just goes across the face. He's a quality finisher. Watch this pass from Drinkwater.
Oh, if he's got it down, there's only one finger in the field of play, isn't there? Every other part of his body is over the sideline. We are going to require real super slow-mo to confirm the try. But Kyle knows. He's telling you he scored.
He scored.
He knows. It's quite incredible. and he's done it all through his career, which now boasts 118 tries.
That's amazing. That's a great effort. Just to get the ball in the corner, the awareness, and as you said, Bossy, his whole body is outside the field of play. He knew what he had to do. What's impressed me tonight about him, Kyle Felt, as we see Kalen come onto the field, is his effort defensively. He's worked really hard. He's got in field and made a couple of try savers or line break savers. He's worked really hard defensively.
So over to Holmes from the right-hand touchline. Felt has come out of a bit of a dry spell for tries. A double 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Now one tonight. The Holmes kick is perfect. Cowboys back in front by 6. And what do we expect to see from Kalen Ponga? Will it be instant? What about from a defensive point of view? If you're the Cowboys, what are you running at Kalen Ponga?
Oh, the way that the Cowboys are playing at the moment, they can't concentrate on Kalen Ponga. They need to concentrate on their own game. They can't be trying to target him. They're not in good enough form to do that, in my belief, tonight. They just need to play their own game. 100 games, big night for the man. Hopefully he gets through it.
Yeah, welcome back to Kalen Ponga. As we go long. Yeah, they aim at a Dearden, and well done. Tom Dearden gets a cheer from the fans. Tanoa Brown with the ball, bringing it back. Surely you don't drop 2 kickoffs in a row. Now, Gachevsky. Cowboys led by 6, then back to 6-all, now 6 in front again. Robson, Cotter. Oh, bounced away there from Saifiti. That was Daniel. Robson again in a free-flowing mood tonight. And a dummy half. If he gave him an origin jumper, you'd have no complaints from me. Terrific player, Robson. Cotter to halfway. Good set, Cowboys. Back for Townsend. Kicks long and high. Miller's underneath it. And it is Miller looking up at a Cowboys wall on kick return. 12 minutes remain first half. Dom Young.
Do it now.
Maybe the Knights still getting back on side. Not exactly oozing with energy to start the set. Gagai on that run. This time for Jacob Saifiti. Back up to the 40. Muslim Kaju, that is in off the left wing. Finds himself on the right-hand side of the ground. Still makes that 10, 15 metres. Crossland back away to Hastings. And another high one for Drinkwater. And North Queensland with the ball again. Taulagi got a bit big on him there. Surely not another rep player who would have come up with a mistake. Oh, Caulfield. Spoke too soon. He does a juggle as well. Then they play the ball for Townsend. And off they go with Hiku nice and direct. Robson. Clean spin. Was looking for a defender to run into. Robson to Townsend. It's been a quick set from the Cowboys. Kick to the corner. This is what Shane Flanagan spoke about earlier. Run hard, kick to corners, and there's the perfect set.
Yeah, and that's Chad Townsend's game. He's a good game manager, and on that occasion just waited the kick beautifully. And now just see if the Newcastle Knights want to come off their try line out of a corner.
Played the set so fast. Started on their own 20, get to the last, and then have the Knights running out from inside their 10. And now on play 4 are only just outside their 20 with Matt Croker. Hastings away from Frizzell. He thought he had him offside, and now it's the Knights making the error. Frizzell is complaining that was slapped out. He will say, "Captain, my captain." Who is the captain? Oh, there you go. I think we had to establish who was the captain. He's gone right last moment.
I've cleared him, okay?
Where they can't challenge the offside.
Mate, Knights are challenging the knock-on.
There you go.
Yeah, look for Tom Dearden's action, mate.
Just looking to see if the ball is slapped out by Peter Hiku or a knock-on.
I say loose carry.
I say loose carry as well.
Petahiku pushes his arm into the chest of
Hang on.
Tyson Frizzell. In our opinion, he's not deliberately playing at the ball. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Thank you. I think that's a common sense call there.
It's unsuccessful, no challenges left.
And originally when he started the run, he was trying to catch the defender offside, but I think he runs the 10. Well, certainly he does. That's not that the bunker can rule on that, but he's run 10 before there's contact.
And that's a reward. We spoke earlier just about Chad Townsend kicking the ball into that bottom corner and just making the Newcastle Knights come off their try line, and they come up with an error. They get the football in, on the 40-metre line in good field position, not off the back of the kick.
And now Brazil has to play defending halfback. How does that happen? And they with the ball for the Cowboys.
Kalen's first tackle.
Brown, Cotter, Dearden, Drinkwater, turns. Holmes inside, a really good tackle from Brazil. Dearden and Gachevsky. Cowboys in the zone again, 12 metres away from the line of the Knights. Dangerous set this. McLean and Townsend, Nay with it. Hanging on as Ponga and Bradman Best. Drinkwater, again they're playing up tempo. McLean with it, little left foot step. He picked out Ponga to run at. Crossland there as well. Last play Cowboys. Robson's kick, great work! Oh, and Drinkwater bombs it. He was there ahead of everyone. It was daylight second, and he squanders a certain try.
Yeah, it was a set play. It just jumps out. A nice little kick by Robson. It just got a bit big on him. Got away from him.
No, wait there. Oh, quick one.
Ooh, that was lock it in, Eddie. That was just a certain try. Executed perfectly by the skills of Robson. And then to rub salt into the wounds, they concede a penalty. And Newcastle back up towards halfway. Again, snapshot of the Cowboys season. Just trying to find perfection.
Attention to detail on the kick, and I thought he tried to catch the ball rather than just ground it. It got a bit big on him, as we said, but yeah, a lost opportunity.
Knights inside the Cowboys half. They made the Cowboys pay for a mistake earlier in the game. And a clean ball there to Marju. Townsend does well for a one-on-one tackle on Marju, which you don't see too often. Crossland, Saifiti. Newcastle 31 from the line. 4 tackles into the set. Crossland. Now Lockie Miller. Dancing feats. Defend. Spin. And then link up with Gamble. It's a little haphazard, this attack. Not a whole lot of shape about all of that for the Knights. Now Ponga to Hastings on the last. He'll kick towards Kyle Feld, who's a safe catcher. Have to do better than that. That's not good from the Knights.
Yeah, definitely. It was a poor kick. And you see Val Holmes away.
Straight off the 20 at high speed. Newcastle got that all wrong. The Cowboys looking to take advantage. With Felt up over halfway.
It was interesting. I was watching Carlton Ponga try to get his hands on the football, and he couldn't get his hands on the football that whole set. He only got to dummy half.
Robson. Clean. On a set restart, set. Another danger one here for Newcastle defensively. Robson wide to Townsend. To Noah Brown. Nice low tackle. Fitzgibbon. Gamble over the top. Robson to Drinkwater. Long ball. Feltz with it in the corner. Don't write him off. He kept it alive. Touched by Newcastle, was it?
Stand now.
The Cowboys have the ball. 5 metres away from the line. They're not claiming a touch. So tackle count just continues. And Cotter with the ball. Last play for North Queensland. Robson, Dearden drifting Holmes' way. Holmes with a dab. Turns Young around, who goes a big fist bump into the crowd.
Yeah, as we just look at Newcastle Knights, a lot of their players out on their feet. They need to be good this last 5 minutes. I thought Lockie Miller played at this football. As you said, Bossy might have been 6 again, but it wasn't. They just continued the tackle count. They go to the other side of the field, and Valentine Haynes puts a nice kick in. He bats it out over the sideline, but a big 5 minutes here for the Newcastle Knights.
All right, line drop out. We'll get to Tatey in a moment as the Cowboys bring it back. Dearden to Noah Brown. Let's go to Brent Tate on the sideline.
Yeah, I really feel like the Cowboys are warming into this. The longer the game goes with their attack, the more it's starting to flow. I love what the halves are doing. They're just giving their outside men early ball. The likes of Scott Drinkwater right now getting great ball.
Off to Feltz. And he played a role in that as well. Drinkwater is finding his best form now with every touch. Here he is for Cotter. And taking on the defence of Crossland. They have set up 10 down in the Knights 20 now. Oh, Brown. That was a dead end, that play. So 4 tackles up for the Cowboys, chasing a third try of the night. Townsend, Drinkwater, left foot kick. Ponga ends up with the ball. Second time tonight. The Cowboys haven't been able to thread a kick through. Back come the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, he just saw Lockie Miller up in the front line. Just needed to get that ball through. But some good reflex reaction from Kalen Ponga. Just gathers that ball in.
Again, he's got himself close to the play, but just the ball not coming his way. Saifidi will take it. 5 metres short of halfway. Newcastle hanging on. And we've seen that many times this year. There is a resilience about the Knights. Back to a scrappy game against the Tigers at the start of the year, and they showed us resilience by the bucket loads. Well, they're not getting this right now. Another kick, this one just easy. 7 tackle set.
Well, Bossy, you said earlier that they've scored more points than anyone this season, so they're getting that right. And if they've got some resilience defensively, they've got 2 real good qualities there moving forward.
Big Mal and Cooper Cronk, part of the Fox League halftime show. And ball comes loose, and it goes against the Cowboys, and Hiku is not going to be challenging that.
20 metre.
No, slippery conditions, just getting up to play the ball, just slips out the back door. Gives Newcastle Knights a real good opportunity to spend the last 2 or 3 minutes down in that good field position, attacking the Cowboys try line. I think they need to go over to Best's side, set up on the right post, and go out to that left-hand side to Best.
Let's see if that's how it pans out. It is a great opportunity. Full set, 25 metres out. Crossland with Kalen Ponga had to step it back to catch it and then hit hard. Jeremiah Nene not worried about giving a soft return. Saifidi with the ball for Newcastle. Play number 2. Crossland for Hastings. Then for Croker. He's quite the ball player. Matt Croker, well worth watching. 12 from the line. Crossland now to Hastings. Miller was lurking. They went to the front man. That was, Saifidi twisted in the tackle. He's in pain, Jacob.
Can you have a look at this, Toad?
The Cowboy also in strife. Jeremiah Nene down for the Cowboys. What exactly happened in all of that? Well,
it's a crusher. He gets caught under Saifidi. His neck gets in an awful position.
okay, yeah, it's a crusher more or less on the defender. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, see, accidents happen all the time in our game, and Jeremiah Nene, I think everyone watching felt the pain of that replay. Saifidi had some issues as well. Still a big couple of tackles coming up. I don't know whether I'd muck around with Jeremiah. And then such was the force there. Best of care, of course, from the medical staff of the Cowboys. It's a tense moment for the fans here, but this is a really awkward one. Look at this. the weight of, well, Saifiti, you've got to think, you know, he's 110, 115 k coming down on the back of his neck.
Well, it even hurt Saifiti into his ribs, and you know his hip there. He's going to come off. As he does come off, really interesting to see what the Newcastle Knights do here. 2 tackles to go, whether they have a shot at him straight away or they have a real crack at him on last tackle.
Well, there was a little conversation there just to clear up the hip drop suggestion. It was said no, the defender tucked his legs away from the field. Saifiti getting full movement back. So, big couple of tackles here. The Knights got a trick shot straight off the restart. 5 minutes from the line. Crossland, Hastings. Oh, that is not a trick shot. Not by any stretch. Croker puts it down. After that delay, and the Cowboys come up with the ball, and the Knights' mistakes in this first half now tally 8.
I've got a theory on that.
Yep.
Footballers with too much time to think about things.
Right.
As they had on that occasion.
How do you get around that, Shane? What do you do? Stand-up comedian or something?
I'm not quite sure.
Entertain them during the break?
They had too long to think about what they wanted to do on that shift, and they messed it up.
Theories of Flanagan. Potential bestseller. Cowboys. Robson, Townsend, 12-6 scoreline here to the Cowboys. Gachevsky. And they may even go for goal, given the seconds getting away on the clock. I'd back Holmes to kick it from there if they want to have an 8-point advantage going to half-time. Might be a little closer review of the tackle. There it was. Townsend, Frizzell on Gachevsky. And yes, Holmes will go for goal. And the potential of an 8-point lead going to half-time.
Yeah, he'll kick it into the grandstand from that distance.
Make sure when you do kick that they're behind you. Just be ready for the rebound here.
Well, I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, telling the kicker.
Make sure your teammates are behind you when you take the shot at goal. Is this the NRL or is this under 7s, Shane?
Yes.
Do you really... the little things we pick up on the Fox League coverage, that is extraordinary at NRL level, that instruction would come from a ref.
We look at the Cowboys team, they're just in a huddle at the moment. There's no chance of them getting offside.
Ben Cummins until his officials get ready for a rebound. So he's death riding Val. Within earshot of Val Holmes, he's saying get ready for a rebound. Is he Nostradamus, Ben Cummins? We're about to find out.
Well, the Cowboys need to get down there in case it does hit the post as well. They're not in the position. They're just spreading out now.
It's the final play of the half. He's not telling his teammates to stay behind him. What a surprise. Here he goes. Valentine Holmes for 14-6. The first half for the Cowboys. He misses the post and he misses the goal. Not a happy chappy after that. 6 points will be the margin. They're still looking for their best. For Newcastle, plenty of mistakes, but only 6 behind. Half time. It is the Cowboys 12, the Knights 6. This Saturday night, Kalen Ponga back in action for Newcastle, but Scott Drinkwater probably the most striking player in attack on the field.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Had a hand in both tries for the Cowboys, and in this second half, he'll be the main one that they need to look after on the back of shape when they get into good field position. He's the man they go to.
Second half underway. We will hear from Brent Tate shortly on the fitness of Jeremiah Nene, injured in that first half. And the Cowboys in possession probably feel they should have had more than 2 tries. Drinkwater actually bombed a certain try in the first half in goal. But their lead is 12-6. On the other side of things, Newcastle, well, they made a stack of mistakes. The good news, they are only down by the converted try. Jordan McLean on that run. And Croker was first man in. Now Robson's had a good night. Drinkwater, good tackle there. Campbell hunted him down. Last play, Cowboys kicking from inside their 40. Townsend it is, had to rush it at the last moment. And Marju to bring the ball back. try scorer tonight for Newcastle. Let's get this very important news from Brent on one of the back row stars for the Cowboys. Katie?
Yes, Vossi. Well, Jeremiah has passed his HIA, but he's still 50-50 at this stage. He's got some nerve pain down his arm, so they're just going to monitor him before they send him back out. So he's 50-50 at this stage.
Not one they're going to take a risk with, you wouldn't think. So Gagai up over halfway here for Newcastle. Crossland. It's quite an animated Adam O'Brien in the dressing room at half-time, and that's also a sign of how they've improved this year. You are expecting more of Newcastle. So their first half was a drop in their standard from most games this year. You want more from them. You expect more from them. Crossland to Ponga, to Bomb from 25 metres out to the corner of Felt. He's one of the best, isn't he? Kyle Felt. Safe in the corner. Hiku will bring it out for North Queensland.
Yeah, real good set to start the second half from Newcastle Knights. Put it in the bottom corner. Very similar to Chad Townsend in the first half. Unfortunately, a penalty jumping early, I think it is. Marker's not standing square.
Well, one of the playmakers for Newcastle you'd expect has to start running the ball at some stage. So Crossland hasn't had a run out of dummy half. Jackson Hastings doesn't run at the line. It's a timid, if you will, Kalen Ponga to start coming back. By the way, he's defending out at left wing here. So someone's got to grab this game and start attacking, start running. Connor held up there, 15 metres inside the Knights half. Robson for Tanoa Brown there. Going to be offloading in that tackle. But an early strike would be handy for the home team and bring the crowd right into the game. Townsend, Drinkwater on for Hiku, taking on Best. Raymond has hold of him but couldn't get him over the sideline. Phelps, Townsend, Robson drifting across field. Denon straightens it up with Gachevsky, who was folded up there in the tackle by Croker. That's hurt Jack Gachevsky. It's very stiff. It's his wrist that he's got a problem with, Jack Gachevsky. That doesn't look good. Kick has come off. A couple of players. There's an offside there.
10 metres.
What does that mean?
Well, in fact, it goes against the Cowboys, but you could have had an offside as well. That came after the event from the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, and you heard Kyle Felt. He wasn't happy that he was called offside. It must have come from the touch judge. I think he might have just jumped the gun a little bit. The touch judge was in real good position to judge on it.
Newcastle away from their own 20-metre zone. Lockie Miller hasn't had his best night, but based on what he's shown us, he's probably likely to turn a 4 or 5 out of 10 half into a 8 or 9 out of 10 second half. Is he the player who's going to do the running for the Knights? So 85 short of halfway. It's not great metres or tackle busts tonight from Miller. Ponga taking on the line. Into the 40 they go. Crossland to Hastings. Kick to the corner. And they're picking out Val Holmes, who links up with Drinkwater. Bit of room to move. Now linking up with Phelps. Cowboys back on the 20-metre zone.
The kick was good, but the chase was poor. They allowed Drinkwater to get to the middle part of the field. They needed to corner him in that bottom far corner, but they let him get out and pass the football and open up the field to attack.
Good times for Jeremiah. You would take that as a full-blooded fitness test now. So expect to see him at some stage in the second half, as Tatey reported to us. A kick, and this finds touch. It'll be a restart from the 10-metre line.
Yeah, he's not happy with it, Chad. He just wanted to just sit up, maybe run a little bit further downfield. It just kicks right and goes over the touch line. But you can tell his intentions. He just wants to kick into corners and make Newcastle come out of their end, muscle up defensively and see how they go.
Great to see Junior Rugby League being played far and wide today. Club Rugby League is back. Your kids can learn the fundamentals of league in a safe and supportive environment. Join thousands of kids already registered and play something unreal. Join your local club rugby league team today at playrugbyleague.com. All the volunteers as Ponga looking to take off. Has linked up with Bradman Best. Best away inside the 40. No support. No one to give it to. He had to slow down and still couldn't find a support player. Little touch from Ponga. That's promising. Gamble to Hastings. Across to Frizzell. Now on to Gagai. Young called back inside. Big Dom Young loses the ball. Penalty Knights.
Can you see, mate, if there's a tackle made or shoulder charge?
Oh, hang on a second. So this is after passing. Tackle made or shoulder charge. First of all, the Ponga work sends Best away. It's no one close to pass to.
He just couldn't find Lockie Miller, but it was great to see Kalen just shoot down that left-hand side of the field.
Murray.
A lovely little touch, gets his winger on the outside.
I want to look at the challenge on Gagai here. And that's just silly play. Murray Taulungi. And now he's off to the bin. Well, you know, you can say that 10 minutes is too much, but we've seen it from other players and other teams. I mean, how do you defend it? There was no need for what Murray Taulungi has just done.
Well, it might be a 5 minute sin, but add 5 minutes for stupidity, because it's a stupid tackle. We talk about hitting our halves late. Big forwards are told to go and make and play early, but that's just a silly tackle, and he's earned his 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Yeah. I love the way Craig Bellamy called out his players last week. There was no excuses. He gave them the round to the kitchen, and I'm pretty sure Todd Payton will be doing the same tonight there to a representative winger. Ponga falls 10 metres short of the line. He took quite a divot on his way down. Newcastle 13 v 12. Hastings just a little stab at the line, if you will, not full-blooded run. He's a shuffler, Jackson Hastings. Here's Crossland. Croker won't be passing there. In front of the posts. Been a while since they got their first try to Marju. Crossland, Hastings, Ponga, space, easy. The Cowboys defence get it all wrong as Young goes over. Yes, it's a one-man advantage, but on that, the replay, my Joe, looks like a three-man advantage. They cut him open.
Yeah, real smart play from Newcastle Knights. They went to that side where they're missing their winger twice. You see Val Holmes a long way in and goes for the jam. He jams on the wrong play. He jams on Gagai. And there's a beautiful pass to Dom Young into space. But once again, all from the result of a stupid tackle upfield, getting sent to the sin bin. And once again, good play from Newcastle Knights. Smart, went there twice, got points on the second occasion.
All right, so Kalen Ponga, the main man, grows in confidence. Try confirmed for Dominic Young. His try-scoring form continues. 8 tries for the season. 4 now in his last 3 games against the Cowboys. And on the back of the ill discipline, we might be looking at a 12-all scoreline in a game where the Cowboys have had the better of it. And some would probably judge quite clearly have had the better of it, but you're going to have again, the potential of a locked-up score.
And there's no pressure on Newcastle. You know, if they go up there and win tonight, it's against the run of play. It's not supposed to win, maybe, but the Cowboys have got to win tonight.
I'll get Brent Tate's thoughts on the sin binning of Murray Taulungi in just a moment. Miller with the kick, and no. Not good from Lockie Miller. A miss for a 12-10 scoreline. Brent Tate on the sideline.
Yeah, well, it's hard to defend Murray Taulungi on this send-off here. It's absolutely a brain explosion, and it's cost his team dearly, and hopefully it doesn't cost them tonight. That was great work by Kalen Ponga there. I just watched him a couple of plays before that. He was just setting that up beautifully, and we've always wanted to see how he goes in the halves and how he sets plays up, and that was perfect. That's like shelling peas for Kalen Ponga. They'll look to go down there plenty more times within this 10-minute period with Murray Taulungi off the field.
All right. Knights, you know they're going to go back there now, and now Val Holmes is a nervous man. He's got to work out what he's going to do. Can't be playing at spaces.
Whenever you're ready, Val.
The Newcastle Knights need Kalen Ponga in their team with Jackson Hastings in the half, because Jackson doesn't run the football. You just said a minute ago, he sort of shuffled into the line. He's only had one run so far this game. In some games, he goes without a run at all. He's a general and he passes and kicks the team around the park, but they need Kalen because he's a runner.
On the other side, Chad Townsend, no runs to the football. Now Miller with it. Might not necessarily be this set, but can they set up something on that right side again? Gamble with the ball. So they bring it over the left, and now maybe the shift across on play 4. Ponga lurking behind the play the ball. They go to Croker to take it up to halfway. It's as if they went back to plan A. No, whether they're playing against 12, 11 or 10, they're going to play that set after points. 5 tackles, kick. Drinkwater, Dom Young knocked it back, but straight to Dearden.
Goes forward.
Yes, no
Last
advantage.
tackle.
So
He goes forward.
Cowboys can advance the ball up the field a little further than where they ended up with it.
Yeah, I thought the Newcastle Knights had the opportunity to shift on that last play. They didn't pull the trigger. They just played the safety play and hit it in and then kicked down to that corner. They got an opportunity to shift, especially when they get into midfield.
12-10 to the Cowboys as Cotter goes on the run. Started off the bench tonight. They haven't used Tom Chester tonight. They haven't used Mitch Dunn. So 2 fresh troops still to come. And Jack Hetherington being held back by Adam O'Brien. He's only averaged 27 minutes a game this year. And he could be a bit of a factor. McLean pulled back the offload there. Almost rolled off his arm. 9 metres inside the Knights half. So Noah Brown, he turns on the defence many times, Jermaine. Robson to Townsend, and he's kicked straight at the legs of Bradman Best. Got him flush. He was trying to get out of the way of it. Drinkwater, I mean, Townsend's tactics there. Yeah, well, obviously with 12 men, just trying to...
Yeah, Chad's definitely trying to get it to go into touch. He kicks it hard. He didn't obviously wanted to hit his opposition player's feet. Just wants to wind the clock down, but unfortunately it just comes in contact with one of the players and they just go to midfield. See if they set up to shift back to that right-hand side.
Well, actually ended up no difference if that's his intention. We're past having scrums, of course, but the ball was brought back to the middle, whether it came off Best or not. So he's probably dialed into the home ball boys as well. Just keep it slow. Keep the service slow. We're down to 12.
Put on the sideline, make it back it up.
That's it. Miller got away from Dearden. Miller got away from Noah Brown. And Jordan McLean does well. He'll feel that's a victory. Catching the elusive Lockie Miller. Crossland to Saifiti. Lost their way a little in attack here, Newcastle, the last couple of sets. After setting it up brilliantly after the sin binning. Now Hastings, they run it. Frizzell, on it comes. Gagai, Young, not clean. Kick, he stopped on the ball. He's had 3 kicks. He's had 3 kicks to the ball, Dom Young.
Yeah, they run it on last tackle here, and it was a good option, but I just feel that they should have gone on tackle 4. They had the option to run this, where they're missing a player down there, the Cowboys, but they just hit it in, and then they run on their last tackle. Dom Young just couldn't get the ball to his foot.
There you have it, 3 minutes 50 still to go for Murray Taulungi in the sin bin. Super Saturday here on Fox League. Tight battle in Townsville. Caulfield on the run. He's had a good match. Doesn't get his foot to play the ball. Yeah, we don't worry. Gachevsky. Denaya's back for the Cowboys. There he is, number 12. Robson. Cotter. I don't know what's happened to the bomb for Jeremiah Nene. It's almost as if the Cowboys forget what the bloke can do. That was one of his star appeals last year. Well, he's chasing this one. And he just stands back. Marju drops it. Ponga has it.
Well, it was more when they got into really good field position and they put that kick on top of the 3-man, the 3-in defender, the half, which is usually the smaller man.
Oh, lost here by the Knights. Lucky to get it back. Marju was able to force the knock on, but the Cowboys almost snuck a try in what the NFL fans would call a good old-fashioned sack. Poor old Marju's had a tough couple of minutes or tough 30 seconds.
Yeah, Kalen gets back there and cleans up for him on the first one, and then they get the numbers in there. Oh, he tried to offload it.
He's tried to offload a metre from his line. Greg Marju. Greg, your coach, his heart, what are you doing to him? To all Knights fans. Well, the scrum never bound. Yes, well said, Ben Cummins. I do think the two front row should actually join, if ever so lightly.
Put it in, mate. Put it in.
Still 12 on 13. But what a chance the Cowboys did and can be dangerous. Caught there by Hastings and Crossland. Stacks of time left, 25 minutes to go in the match. Drinkwater dropping it off there to Cotter. Maybe this is the set we will see. The bomb for Jeremiah. Granville, Townsend out the back, and Drinkwater's put it down. Drinkwater's had a pretty good night. He drops the ball. I mean, it wasn't precise. It wasn't a perfect pass, but still should have been taken.
Yeah, they're just not in sync at the moment, the Cowboys. They're trying hard, but their passes aren't out in front. A little bit behind that one, and he comes up with the error.
Crossland. Now Marju.
Isn't he breathing a sigh of relief after that error?
Big time. Kurt Mann through the front line. Up to the 40-metre line. Taulagi not far from returning. The damage has been just the 4 points while he's been off. Frizzell, it might be more in a moment. Tyson Frizzell takes on Drinkwater. Now they have to shift right quickly. Ponga is calling for it. Crossland, I thought the Cowboys offside. Ponga gets knocked off his feet. Touched by Gutchevsky. Tackle count restarts. Hastings gets the call. And across field now backwards. He's headed for the commentary box. And Fitzgibbon explodes through to score. Hastings offered the ball to everyone. Fitzgibbon with a last-minute bid wins the auction.
Well, Hastings knew what he was doing. As Tyson Frizzell makes his break, he's powerful. He's had a great start to the season. He gets through. He couldn't find any support. He gets down. They go to the side where the wing is off. They couldn't get the try. Some big, as you said, they're probably offside. But then Hastings, he gets the 6 again call. He drifts across field and just waits. He knew what he was doing. Gets them all to chase him. And then Fitzgibbon comes off his right foot. They thought he's going back to the middle. And he does it so often, Fitzgibbon. But as you watch Hastings drifting across, gets the Cowboys' defensive line to do the same thing, and then turns his big back rower under.
Newcastle find their way to the outright lead for the first time in the match. And that was as Murray Taulagi was just seconds away from coming back onto the field. How do you feel, Murray? When he goes, they lead by 6. When he returns, they will trail by 4.
Now the Cowboys start to look at the clock. They worry about the scoreboard. They worry about the clock. Their game changes now.
They worry about where they are on the ladder.
Yes.
Everything. So Lockie Miller disappointed with his last miss. Surely he gets this one. Knights have 3 tries to 2. Miller successful. Newcastle up by 4. Everyone's tense. 22 to go. 16-12 to the Knights.
Bossy, the crowd has fallen silent up here at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. The difference between the Cowboys at 22 and 23 is their defensive lapses. As you see, Jeremiah Nanai there just caught napping, not moving. Really poor effort there, and that's been the difference. But on the other hand, with the Knights, they're up on their toes. They're coming for the Cowboys.
Yes, indeed. 22 to go. Sunday ticket tomorrow on Fox League. 6 hours of wall-to-wall rugby league. The double header. First time we've had the Dolphins and the Titans. Then we're off to Campbelltown for the first time this year. The Tigers against the Sea Eagles. And you can finish off your day with Sunday night with Matty Johns, Fox League. Get your work out of the way in the morning and sit down and watch Fox League for the afternoon and night. Tigers, good luck to them tomorrow. They've done a lot of promotion in the area. for their match against Manly. And Jerome Buller, we will see him for the first time on Fox League. Young fullback playing his first game in the big show. Man to play it here short of halfway. Crossland, Ponga. A dart from Kalen Ponga. Clipped there by Gachevsky. Last tackle Newcastle. Leading by 4. Hastings is the bomber. Here comes Dominic Young and Gagai. Young with a leap, knocked it back. Frizzell, still the last tackle. Hastings looks up, gets a second go. Drinkwater gets the ball. Knights go pretty much the length of the field in the set.
Yeah, smart play from Hastings on that second kick. Knew he didn't have much option. He just put it up. He made sure he waited. He didn't hit the player in the air. Just catches him. That's a good run.
So North Queensland under the pump on the ladder. Second last, Holmes offloading. Drinkwater. He's got Dearden in support. He's doing it all himself at the moment. Miller brings his run to an end. Almost conceded there. Then for Townsend. Jink over the top. Miller's got back. There must be 2 of him now. Marju with the ball. Lock it up, Greg. Marju back to the 10.
You're 100% right, Vossi. Lockie Miller, as they get a penalty. Lockie Miller was at marker and he knew he had to get back. Chad Townsend picked it, saw him in the tackle and kicked behind him, but Lockie Miller got on his bike and got back there.
The mixed night has certainly been more good than bad with Scott Drinkwater. I mean, some really positive signs tonight. Just those few errors, a bomb try. There's the discipline of the Cowboys on show again.
Now, what I also like is Kalen Ponga. Every time he touches the football, he looks a little bit more confident every time.
That's a fair call. He struggled to even get a touch when he came on in the first half. Best with a run. 16-12. Mind you, if they all click, if Miller shows us his elusive best, if Ponga shows us elusive best, this night's attack with the likes of Gagai one side on an edge, Best on the other, just inside them, Frizzell and Fitzgibbon, 2 big wingers. I mean, it's a pretty good attack.
My word.
Some elements there. Knights 39 metres from the Cowboys line to Hastings, to Ponga. Here he is with that confidence. Beating a man that time and offloading. Hastings does a little bit of a netball pass to Bradman Best. 4 tackles down. Now it's danger times for the Cowboys. Game not slipping away from them, but they don't want to concede another try here. Ponga to Miller, and they will call it. Oh my goodness. Yes, he can't take advantage of any possible hole. So that was quite embarrassing, that play. Now Hastings a kick. Here goes Dom Young again. Leaper doesn't get it. Taulagi with the ball. And they've got an escort play.
Cohen Hess.
No, I think it's on the kicker.
Oh, Cohen Hess on the kicker. Gee, it didn't look particularly...
Finish him off.
Well, let's watch it again on the replay. To the naked eye, not too much about it, really.
I don't understand. He said he finishes him off. He's allowed to finish the tackle off.
Yeah.
He's either late or high or hits him around the legs or he's off the ground. There was none of those.
So Gagai will take the tap. Still very dangerous here for the Cowboys. They've got to find a way to hang on. Having led by 6, probably thought they should have been in front by 12 or so. It could be 10 down in a moment. Saifiti to play it. 5 from the line. Man, Hastings. Oh, knocked on by Best. Picked up by the Cowboys. Hiku links up with Drinkwater. And back they come. The crowd know their team needs support here. Felt, they stretch it across. Taulagi. Well trapped by Gagai there.
Great read.
Gachevsky! Down he goes. Terrific shot from Saifiti. Jacob giving Jack a little bit of curry. Cowboys halfway through the set. This is the shot. That's good technique. Dearden on the run. Just tackled by Frizzell. Now Valentine Holmes, Townsend, Cotter, thrown down to the tackler Thompson. Last play for the Cowboys. Robson, Townsend, high ball, has Marju under pressure. Marju with the ball. Again, the coach's box, they say, do not pass screen. Do not pass. Off their own line with Bradman Best. Still think there's a lot of football left in this Cowboys side. I mean, Valentine Holmes having a relatively quiet night. Is there something for Val?
There is something for Val. A lot of their players, they're classy players, but they just haven't had field position, especially this second half. It's all been coming off their try line. You know, they're at their best when they're down in good field position and they get Drinkwater and Val at speed.
There hasn't been a lot of football played in either 20 in this second half. Cowboys have only had 4 tackles inside the Knights 20, and the Knights have actually only had 7 inside the Cowboys 20. So it's been played outside the danger zone. Drinkwater with the ball. Cut in half by Fitzgibbon. Now Townsend, Hiku. As we told you earlier, by the averages, Holmes is due a try. Felt's got his tonight. Drinkwater almost had one in the first half. There's some attacking players out there. Townsend. Here to Drinkwater, now for Holmes, takes on Gagai, takes on Young, throws it back, was it forward, Cummins was in line and says it's okay. Well, Holmes on cue, maybe I'm the Cowboy Whisperer. The Cowboys with Dearden lock it up at 16-all.
You definitely are tonight, Bossy. You're the Cowboys Whisperer. Valentine Holmes, we said he needs to get the football. He's dangerous when he gets it. Nice little set play, goes out the back. Drinkwater on Val, gets on his outside of his man, just a little bit too quick for him, breaks a tackle. Referee's in a good position there to rule on that if it was a forward pass. But once again, get the ball to your classy players. And we watch Val, he's so balanced when he runs and strong and gets the ball back inside. That's a good strike back as we have a look at this pass.
I can live with it. He's off balance, but you're right about his balance. Running through was
he's smooth.
Awesome.
He's smooth. He can change direction at high speed. He's really well balanced. Can go left, can go right. He hasn't really got a favourite foot. He can bounce off both of them, but a really well balanced runner.
Would have grown up admiring Steve Rogers, Cronulla centre, the way he moved like that.
E.T. Val's very similar.
All right, this to put the Cowboys back in front. Valentine Holmes for 100 points against Newcastle. Val down the middle. What a finish we have coming up. 13 and a half to go. Cowboys 18, Knights 16.
Yeah, we have a look at Val. He's just such a dangerous player. They battle on that left-hand side. Val's left-hand side of the field against Gagai has been outstanding. On that occasion, just a little bit too much speed. He just drifted on the pass, and Gagai couldn't get him, and then he had to do a little bit of work, break another tackle, and a nice pass back inside.
I'll tell you about that battle, Holmes and Gagai, because coming into tonight, Gagai had 29 tackle busts, Holmes had 30. Tonight, Holmes has had 3, Gagai's had 9. But the big miss there was Holmes getting past Gagai.
Two Queensland Origin players, they would have marked this one down. It was a real battle, and both of them really known each other's game.
All right, what happens next in this one? 13 to go. Gachevsky with the ball. This is live and exclusive on Fox League. We started the afternoon off at Accor Stadium. The Sharks and the Bulldogs. Now Townsend goes wide to Hiku. He's got him stretched again. Old man Cole Felt down the corner. Kick back and found. What a catch. It went past Miller. And Townsend stopped right on the line. Straight out of dummy half. Jeremiah Nene has rolled over. I thought Ben Cummins had a little question mark on.
Last tackle, Joey. Yeah, no try. I think he loses the ball before the goal line.
Okay. Eagle-Eye Cummins reckons Jeremiah has lost the ball short. Goes and he does.
Jeremiah Nanai loses possession of the ball in the field of play. We have a decision.
Ben Cummins called him. Great to see.
He was in great position. What about the effort from Dominic Young? He's that far side winger. He gets across and tackles Chad Townsend after the kick. It was a big tackle and he got to marker and then he just played into that tackle and forces the error. A big play from Dom Young.
How close was all of that? Newcastle Knight fans breathe out watching. That was quite a rush. Now Hastings for Gagai. Back over the 20. Is it one of those games again? Next scorer wins. Fitzgibbon with it. He's got his try in the second half. This time with Saifidi. Offload, man, Thompson. Thompson wrestling up to the 40-metre line. On play 4. Kurt Mann in a dummy half roll now. He'll take 10. And that's the last play for Newcastle. Not a high-energy set, but at least has got them to Cowboys territory. Ponga kicks high. Drinkwater on the run. He's with the ball again. And that is where the run ends. Hetherington, the defender. There's been plenty of mistakes in the game. 18, in fact. You'd have to think the errors won't stop with 11 to go. You reckon there might be another couple. One of them could be critical to the result.
Yeah, big run from Val Holmes, and that's what the Cowboys need, or both sides need. Just their outside backs to come in, take a bit of pressure off the forwards. Heavily fatigued at the moment. Both sides struggle to get behind the ball.
Hobson on the front foot with Drinkwater. He's looking for tiring defenders here. Last play this time for the Cowboys. Townsend to bomb from 40 metres out. Is anyone going to try and... Oh, it's hit! Ponga in the head! Well, the focus has been on head knocks to Ponga. Tonight it's the ball that's got him. Miller. It's come off his foot onto his hand. They're going to rule knocked back. There's a bit happening out there. Unpack what just went on in that last 20 seconds. Now Marju's called crusher. But I'm pretty sure we've got a falcon on Kalen Ponga.
Without a doubt. Hits Kalen on his headgear. And then I think we might have had a little bit of a knock on as we watch this replay. Straight on top of the noggin.
Oh, Paul Kalen. Oh, that is a bomb kick defusal, that one. When knocks to the head have been the storyline on Kalen all year, his next one is from a bomb. That can turn him into the bubble boy so he never gets a hit. The bubble boy from Seinfeld. Ball goes long here to Drinkwater. He's got the ball inside the 20. Inside the final 10 minutes. Got Townsend with it. Goldfeld running there at Kurt Mann. I reckon it's impossible to know what's going to happen next in this one.
Oh, it's a big 10 minutes, definitely for the Cowboys, a real big 10 minutes.
Val Holmes. Cowboys, good quick play the ball there from Holmes. Robson right on cue, takes off. What a terrific dummy half runner he is. Never misses an opportunity. Dearden, Townsend, Jordan McLean with it. I'm going to back their left side again, John. Last tackle here. Robson down the right for Townsend. He kicks over the top. Miller gets back in goal. It's Ben Cummins' call. And Townsend has got it wrong in a big moment there.
Yeah, he's got it right most of the time tonight, Chad Townsend, with his kicking game. He's got it into that bottom corner and they've run down and pinned him down. But on this occasion, just a little bit too big. And Lockie Miller, smart, knew where his try line was, gets his foot on the try line. I think that's okay.
Yes, foot on the try line, meaning he takes off from in goal. The try line constitutes in goal. This time, running the ball back. Crossland for Hetherington. So again, not overusing Jack. I know he's coming back from surgery last year, but hasn't had big minutes in any game this season. Hastings for Ponga. Quick hands, and Fitzgibbon had the white reverse lights on. Well, I thought the pass was fine, and they've called it forward. There's nothing they can do about that in terms of a challenge. First impression was the pass was fine. He's running backwards. This is the best angle for it. One goes against the Knights with 7.5 to go. Can 18 win it for the Cowboys?
It can, it definitely can, but the Cowboys just in the last couple of minutes, Val Holmes has sort of started the fire, running really hard in the middle part of the field. They just need a little bit more of that. And then when they get down in good field position, obviously Drinkwater's the key.
And here's Holmes again. That time, Gagai has him by the front of the shorts, if you know what I mean. Now Robson, Taulagi. He'll be desperate for the Cowboys to win. The Knights tries came while he was in the sin bin in the second half. Well, he scored one other try tonight. Connor to play it. 7 to go, just inside that now. Robson, McLean, they're set up left. Dearden, Drinkwater, pulls Holmes inside. Took the brakes off there. Drinkwater. 15 away, 2 tackles left. Jordan McLean, bit of ball play from Jordan. Strong run, all the way to the goal line. Last play, Robson from dummy half for Townsend. The switch to Dearden, to kick, a big ricochet. Oh, Drinkwater, he hung out of it there. Offside play, obviously he was. Yeah, well, all of that happened in fast motion there.
Yeah, Drinkwater just gets it wrong. His timing, it goes across back to Dearden. He just takes a couple too many steps and Drinkwater ends up in front of him. He knows that the ref calls him out, but he's within 10 metres. You're 100% right.
What a big touch finder it was, although there's a false start. That was big ground made to the sideline. I mean, that you talk about your piggybacks. I mean, they've gone 40 metres upfield there.
It's a great kick.
So play one, 42 away from the Cowboys line, 5.5 to go, 18-16 Cowboys over the Knights. And the majority of contests between these two clubs in more recent times have been matches decided by 12 points or more. But we've got a cliffhanger here. Knights haven't won in Townsville since 2015. They won that one by 2 at the old Dairy Farmers Stadium. Bradman Best with the ball. 15 away. Crossland, Hastings out in front. To Ponga, steadies it up. Hetherington can't offload. Good defence, Cowboys. Last play. Something needed here. Hastings to Ponga. Tip on to Best. That may have been forward to Marju. It was. It was forward the call. Ponga not happy. That one I was a little more convinced about.
Yeah, it's just really good edge defence. Those two experienced players, Hiku and Kyle Felt, just coming up really fast and putting some pressure on the Newcastle Knights catch and pass. They just get it wrong. A forward pass it was on the end of it.
Yeah, one of their most experienced touch judges, Phil Henderson, right in line with that one. Made the call from the hand forward. Cowboys hang on. Their whole season perhaps hanging on the result. 7 games in a row. They played teams from outside the 8 last year. Some big, big matches ahead of them. You don't want to be 2 and 6. And inside their 40, Val Holmes on the run. Hard to halfway.
He's had a big last 10 minutes, Val Holmes.
Robson. Cleaner's been good as well over the last 10 or 15 minutes. Robson, last tackle. Townsend kicks low and hard and too long. 7 tackle set. Attention to detail, Australia again.
Wow, he gets that wrong. He had a bit of kick pressure on him on this occasion, but he just gets it wrong. Even run the shape, just run it into the corner. 3.5 minutes to go. giving Newcastle Knights really good opportunity to get down.
Miller got through one. By the way, Holmes with his last run hit 200 running metres for the night. 18 carries. Kalen Ponga. Tyson Frizzell headed back to centre field. He'll offload. Crossland with it. Now the ball on. And Gagai with a triple fend will be called to play at 5 metres inside the Cowboys half. But on a 7-tackle set, there's a little advantage here for Newcastle. Hetherington. Connor went the legs in the tackle. Can Kalen Ponga on return come up with some magic? Hastings, here's Ponga with a right foot step. Into the tackle there, Gachevsky. Quick play the ball for Hastings. Saifiti tried a half step there, late offload. Crossland, play on is the call. Gagai now, flung around, got it to Frizzell. Frizzell will go down 10 metres away from the line. Last tackle. Repeat set at the very least is a must. Ponga, his kick, he's got it shot in the line. It's taken back by the Knights. Hetherington to Hastings, a second kick. He's looking for Marju. It's punched over the sideline by Drinkwater. But he may have collected Chad Townsend's head on the way through.
Yeah, it's a big play. He needed to play at that ball too, Drinkwater. I think it lands in Marju's lap if he doesn't. So it's a big play from the fullback for the Cowboys. If he doesn't get his hand on it, probably lands in the Newcastle Knights winger's hands.
And Drinkwater's hip hits Chad Townsend in the head on the way through. So it's a fist punch over the sideline and then knocked down your number 7. The Knights, 90 seconds to go. Another big finish on Fox League in this extraordinary 2023 season. Crossland to Hetherington. Almost ducked his way to the line. Crossland for Hastings with the ball and caught going nowhere. Ponga's on the left side. Miller is lurking on the right. Who do they go to here?
Milking.
Hastings called to play it. Crossland, they've used up 3. Miller, step. Miller, step again. Miller, step again. He's a metre from the line. Lockie Miller. Finish Crossland, 50 seconds to go. Might be their last chance. Bradman Best with the ball. They almost mucked it up. Now back to Miller again. Miller, don't kick, they're saying. Gagai's got it. Step by Gagai. He beat Gachevsky. He beats another. Finds Crossland. Ponga, 5 minutes short of the line. Last play. Crossland. Saifiti on the last. Loses the ball. Cowboys come up with it. Look at Cohen Hess. Like he's lunged onto a nugget of gold. Cowboys with the ball. 4 players down on one knee.
What a big set of defence, as you said. All those Cowboys players taking a knee. That was a big set of defence on their try line and scramble to come up with a football.
Oh, listen to the Cowboys fans. The Knights almost stole it from them. How hard is it to win 2 competition points? The breathe out by Tom Dearden is exactly what all these fans here are feeling. They don't know whether to be happy or just relieved. Is it which emotion is more? What a spine-tingling finish. It is 3 tries all tonight and just a goal the difference on the scoreboard. Full time. Cowboys 18, the Knights 16.